Got a bit of a mess on our hands. Started helping Bill reconfigure Calderwood headquarters. Shop, office, everything. So we started in this back corner. This is finishing area. The planer was jammed into that corner. Blow all the dust into your finishing area. And this big table, which matches this table, was over in the office area. Moved the planer, cleared this table from the office, brought it over here, jammed this one into the corner. This is still up in the air. That's powder coating. That's the spray booth. That's basically the drying booth. Those racks are gonna move. Probably gonna do planer, jointer back there, bandsaw. Undecided if drill presses will stay here or if we'll move them here. So either the shopsmith stays there and the drill presses go there, or drill presses are over here, shopsmith goes over here. He acquired a mill. This huge edge sanding table was right next to the finishing area, so we moved that. This workstation desk, which never gets used, is gonna move into the office. It's gonna be like the leather working station, maybe soldering station. These shelves are going over there. Over there being the area I'm emptying now. This is basically finished products. So I'm emptying all the shelves. Small shelf's gonna go tucked under the conveyor. This shelf's gonna go tucked. The two shelves in the other area coming over here. A big organ is going right here. This mess needs to be reorganized, so it will be heads and parts, shell storage, and projects in progress, but it will be reorganized. Radial arm saw really doesn't get used. If anyone is in the Avon, Stoughton-ish area and looking for a good deal, I'm sure Bill would give you one. Into the office area. This was the last area we were in last night. So in here, that's the organ. We're gonna move it around the corner because being right next to the cold door really isn't good for it. In time, shelving will go up there. This is where that big metal desk came out of. Gave Bill a smaller desk because he has a known habit, he'll admit to it, that he clutters up every horizontal surface, which you can see. These things are kind of a bummer. We kind of wish we could stack them, and we might see if we can just take off the top, bottom, and screw them directly to the wall. Maybe then we can stack them. The leather working station desk will go right there. These are going to be moved. We don't know how they're going to be configured, but they'll probably be on this wall. The laser cutter might just go onto that desk to free up some of the footprint. Today, I'm working in this area. I've made some progress. Pump organ. Those need to be cleaned up and sold. This belongs to the orchestra, so they need to go through it, and then what needs to stay gets stored in the loft. Got the first two banks cleared out, so it's going to be customer in progress and shell stock. Still a disaster. There's Billy Bub. Trash pile 1. Wooden trash pile. Billy stayed home today with the wife and kids. I came to the shop. I didn't tell him. So yesterday we finished by clearing off the desks. Today I pulled the center out, moved it down, gonna throw the laser on that. I did not risk moving this by myself because to drop that would be a bad move. Scooted the two segments together and down. That freed up the corner, brought that buried mechanics workstation, whatever the hell it is. In here, that's the new leather working. I haven't organized it. I'll let other people organize it. These are kind of the broad strokes. Plenty of room. Benchtop drill press for drilling the holes so you can lace the ears. All the leather crap used to be here, so I pulled all the cleaning supplies together, coffee station. Didn't have power over here before. Just ran the power strip up to the ceiling receptacle. The power in this place is kind of funky. None of this is live. The feeds might still be live, but all the panels are off and we don't touch them. All right, wheeled the tool chest around the corner. This is gonna be the temporary home. I wanted to put one here, the powder coater ovens under the window, the second box here with the shelf above. I think the shelf, or the cabinet I should say, might be too high at that point. So I'm gonna see what Billy thinks. And then we would put the pipe bender or roller there. Pulled down the lumber rack, because this is gonna be finishing, lamination of gluing, re-rings, all that crap. So he might wanna pull more clamps down. To do that, I had to pull the table out, stand up here all precariously, went as high as I could. We don't use a lot of lumber in here. I mean, if we get a stave order, we kind of buy the board and it doesn't sit around too long. I think that's some old wood from a door out of a brownstone in Boston, but I'm not sure. I also got the hose reel for the vacuum put up high. That's where Billy said he kind of wanted it. That hose can reach all the way over to the drill presses and the shopsmith, but as you can see, we have plenty of shop vacs. There's one there, there's one there, there's two over there. What else? We threw the radial arm saw there for now. So on this wall, some magnetic strips will go up for like small tools, and that cradle for the sander will go up. But everything else will be jig storage for the table saw. Obviously we can snake some in here because we only need to hang bandsaw blades and those can go up in that pocket. Push pads, little sled. These are all, you know, proprietary jigs for cutting snare gates and stuff. So you kind of want them on the wall and you want your jigs close or you're not going to use them. The whiteboards will probably move to get all the drill bits and stuff on the wall. All the shopsmith stuff will go here on the wall. That leaves a sandblasting cabinet either there or somewhere over here. Get rid of this thing, put it over here somewhere. Also, in terms of a jig solution for the table saw, I thought about making like a half wall. Just a wall with a couple 2x4s and a sheet of OSB. So you got a hanging surface. And I think we should probably strap some OSB to the back of these shelves. I don't have the bankroll, so. All right, back at it. Got the laser cutter up on the table. Pushed in place, shortened the exhaust. Haven't done much else with all this crap. Bill's going through the cart full of tools to see what can be sold. His parents are gonna sell it on Craigslist or Facebook, what have you. Bill's going through this toolbox. It's gonna be the new home for all the mill accessories. We move this cabinet and this shelf over there. Nice sandblasting cabinet. Not bad if I do say so myself. Chemicals, some lacquer, fillers, paint sundries, adhesives and adhesive remover, dyes, top coats, polishes, waxes, spray paint, tinted lacquer. Look at all that space. Yesterday I stayed home due to meetings and some system changes. So we got this side cleaned out, stuff thrown away, plywood thrown up there, all the instruments back out, and Bill's mom reorged the packing area, or packing supply storage, I should say. So the area on the right we haven't touched yet. Got the timpani back. Someone's coming tomorrow to go through some of that stuff. Got the office almost done. Got a cart full of stuff. Keyboards are back. Desks are set up. And then making progress in the shop. Brought a metal rack from my attic for the powder coating. Once I get this wall skinned, it'll get pushed over. Layout mat table. Gonna go up another row, if not two, of clamps. I skinned the back of these racks with 1/2-inch plywood. Gonna move the tools back. This will give us a surface to hang jigs and sleds. Today's plan, starting with this cabinet. I just pull everything out so I know what I'm working with and then put it back in an orderly fashion. This room, Bill still has to go through what of that is usable and what's crap. What of this he's gonna take home. We do want some storage over here. We just don't know what that would be. These parts bins will be reconfigured. I think we're gonna take them apart, lose the tops, lose the bottoms, just keep the slats attached to plywood and then secured to the wall right under the shoe shank sign. Then we can slide keyboards right against the wall. This is looking better. It's gonna be like brass instrument repair, soldering, fiddly stuff. That's a soldering iron stuff. So things are where they are gonna live. They're just not organized. Same over here. All the leather and stuff's thrown on the table or thrown in the drawers, but nothing's organized. That will have to be gone through. After I get the cabinet done, I'm gonna spend time in the shop. Gonna get this wall skinned, probably add the 4th row of clamps, clean up a bit, get those clamps out of the way, hang those on the wall temporarily, and then I'm gonna start throwing jigs and things on the wall, build tool caddies as necessary. Probably take all day, and I probably still won't get done. This coming week, I hope to tackle this and get through with this. We want inventory, like drum heads, snares, deep storage of lugs that we don't want to throw away because we know a drum will probably come through the door at some time and we'll need it. This hardware bullshit to hide on the bottom, I don't know what that is. This can be condensed. Because we want to have shell stock and in-progress drums. And what I mean by in-progress drums is we end up having, drums sitting everywhere. This one's done. These, I think this is a restoration. Assembly, I guess he started on that one yesterday. Probably started wet sanding this one. But then you got these are in progress. And they're always sitting where you need to be or you want access, or they're sitting on the floor. They could accidentally be bumped. Definitely not perfect. It'll probably change once we get the archive fleshed out a bit more. Sticks, mallets, random tubing, muffling, guitar straps, drum slings, a couple of spare cases, neoprene cork foam, random drum hardware, like wing nuts, hi-hat clutches, felts. Got the shopsmith stuff that's rarely used tucked behind the shopsmith because it sits away from the wall anyway. Some of the stuff hung up. Started hanging some of the jigs up here, or sleds, I should say. Hanging the router trammels over here. Then I'll work on sanding. Everything above that will probably be table saw. Still think I'm gonna do the knee wall here for the commonly used jigs and fixtures. Yesterday I did some housekeeping in here to get things back in production. Just little stuff that takes time and doesn't look like a lot of progress. So I made some of these hangers for hoop stock and shell stock. This one holds clamping cauls, old shells that are cut and have packing tape on them. Made a little BS shelf for the compressor oil. Sorted through all the loose drum heads. These are free for a school. If you're a local school that needs some lightly used heads because you have no budget, let us know. Then I started digging into the archive. So pulled all these drums out and started on the back rack. So dedicating this first rack to drum heads and did bass drums on the top to take advantage of the height. Now before these were spread, they were in like 4 different places. So now they're all in one rack. Tasty. This morning I started with the bottom shelf. That's all BS hardware. So these are all snare stands, floor tom legs, and a couple drum thrones, random pedal. That's all like mic stands and a ton of cymbal stands. Now I'm working on this bank. I'm gonna leave the kettle drum and the rando tire. I don't know what's up with that. Gonna go with all the rope, snares. These days it's mostly synthetic gut or natural gut. A few modern snares, and see what else we find. But basically this whole bank is going to be stock / supplies for making drums. All right, Bill came by for a couple hours, worked on customer drums, tucking ahead, re-rings, some other stuff. That's the current state of things. I'm plowing ahead with the reorg, and he's working on stuff to get paid. I got this bank done. All the spooled rope, all the loose rope. I found containers, got it somewhat organized, snares and gut, and muffling / dampening, and then a good amount of those older drums up top. Those just need to be refurbed, hopefully sold. So this shelf, I'm gonna leave the hardware on the bottom because it's heavy. This is gonna be all deep storage tools and clamps, probably this whole rack. This will be Bill's pet projects that don't get us paid or him paid. And then this will be shell storage and in progress. And I'm gonna try to put all the shell storage on this side. Then that'll leave the back wall, which is a kind of a mess. Some of this can be culled because it's useless crap. That needs a reorg. Probably toss it all in an aisle and restack and cull it. This is like offcut hoarding 101. And of course this area looks blown up because I had to pull some of the shit out so I could walk in there. We don't have access to a dumpster, so that's kind of a bummer. What are you gonna do? Got this side looking pretty good. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. 2 shelves of tools, 1 of clamps, shopsmith accessories that aren't really used, like the rickety table saw. It looks like a death trap. Little Billy wish list keyboard projects, 2 beat up clarinets, a hurdy-gurdy kit, and then more Billy wish list projects. You see a trend, right? All right, looks pretty good. We got the large tube shell stock up top. Take advantage of the height. Got all shell stock here. I do have, I don't know what this crap is. And that's a Deegan xylophone project. And that's a soundboard for a piano. And over here we have more projects that were started that aren't for paid customers. These are for paying customers. That's the priority. Cash flow. That leaves that mess, which I'm not digging into. This goes with it. That goes with it. That goes with it. That. It's gonna suck. It's been a slugfest, but making some progress. All right, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Can actually walk through here. I think these will become deep storage for old stock lugs and other drum parts.